Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and today it's time to look at the Blitz. Now, this is one cool knife. Look at the shape. The shapes on this knife just really caught me. It's got a beautiful shape, and whenever we get it open here in a minute, you'll see even more of that. They've done a really, really good job. Now, the first thing I want you to see is our lengths and widths, because they're kind of important here. We's went a bit of a different direction. We're at 4.56 closed. We've got a closed height of about 1.19, and check this one out, 0.48 for thickness, so we went down under a half an inch, and it really shows. Compared to We's other G10 knives, this thing feels small, is small, and still carrying a I think I come up with about 3.4 inch blade. So very nice. Let's get a close look at it. We've got that deep milled out G10 pattern with the We logo pattern, and it's pretty darn grippy. However, I've had this knife a few days, and I can tell you that whenever you first pull one of these out of the package, you put your hands around and you're like, oh my god, that's grippy. And the grippiness, I don't think it's going to wear away, but some of those really sharp bits are wearing off, and that's a great thing because it was super grippy whenever I got it out of the box. Now, look down through there, and we're of course well centered. We've got our titanium still right here. One of the best features of many of the We knives, this little spinner spool right here to put your lanyard through that hides it from the rest of us, so we don't have to see it or deal with it if we don't want to use it. And on this model, we have something curious. Get a good look at that. We've got stainless hardware with the We logo right there, and torque screws. What do you know? Gotta love the torque screws. And it is wonderful as far as that is concerned. And whenever we get this blade open, we have a slab of VG10 this time, and that's interesting. We'll talk about it in a minute. It is hollow ground, swedged up here, and we'll get a measurement off of it right quick. And I'm going to use my measuring method. We've talked about this before. This is a measuring method I use because most places I've looked up the legal definition of knife length, this is what they say to do. And we get 3.38. We list this knife, I believe, at 3.5 because they measured a little differently. But, you know, if I can save some guy from getting themselves in trouble, but don't listen to me, it's not legal advice, all right? I'm just trying to keep you from getting yourself in trouble, that's all. Anyhow, about 3.4 inches, listed at 3.5, hollow ground, and we've got a nice, it's one of the things you can do with VG10. We have that nice flat up there that is satined and almost polished. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And, of course, we've got the black coating on this particular model. And We's black coating, I'm not sure what they're using, I should probably ask, but it seems to hold up extremely, extremely well. So now we'll do a comparison real quick. There is our We Blitz, and here's our Rat Model 1, and our Delica. You know, and this is an interesting one here, the Delica, because we're going to weigh that here in just a moment. We know this guy weighs 5 ounces. We know this guy weighs 2 point something. We'll look here in a minute. Maybe 3 ounces. I don't know. We'll look here in a minute. This knife is a little bigger than your Delica, about the same size as your Rat, and somewhat similar construction to your Rat. And we'll get a weight here in just a moment. Let's get our Buck 110 out there right quick. There's our Buck 110. And you see any similar design cues there? You know, maybe I'm goofy-eyed or something, but I see similar design there. Slight clip point blades. Very simple handle designs. It's just beautiful. So let's bring the scale out real quick because I want to see just exactly where we're we're going to do this in ounces, guys. We'll get an actual gram reading on this knife, but we're at 4.03 ounces, grams 114.3. Now let's get our Delica up there. I guess we'll do grams since it's there. We got 64.5, 2.27. So the Delica is a lot lighter, but it's also a lot lighter duty knife in every way. But they're very much about the same size. The Blitz is a little bigger, but not by much. It's got a lot thicker, heavier blade stock and more heavy duty knife, but it is an ounce lighter than this guy. More than an ounce lighter than this guy. That thing got heavier. I thought it used to be right at 5 ounces. So it's been eating too much. So moving on along, let's look at ergonomics. And ergonomically, we have a very simple handle design once again. Everything fits well. You can get it in your hand any way you need to. One of the neat things that has happened to me with this knife, and I've had this one for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Whenever you first get it, this material is very, very grippy, we'll say. And thankfully, a little bit of that grippiness has worn off of it. So the very, very sharp edges have worn off, and it's much, much smoother, but still very grippy. And I don't know, you can see the mill pattern there and how much raised that is. So it provides a lot of grip. But thankfully, once that initial sharp edges have worn off, it fits in the hand really well, and it doesn't give you that, oh my God, this is going to hurt feedback. And, you know, simple handle design, so we can get it any way we want to. We got that little bit of jimping here, a little bit of jimping here for your reverse grip. And your pinch grips work fine. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. Got that little bit of jimping up there on the spine that matches up with the 3 little lines right there. Beautiful. And our action is, of course, ceramic ball bearings and a ceramic detent, and it's liner lock, and this is the snappiest action I have seen out of any of the WE G10 series of knives. It is just crazy snappy. Let me bring the mic in here. I want you to hear that. Yeah, I wasn't joking. I do use this old redback, I forget what the brand is on it. It was blue and somebody else. It's a great, great mic. Anyhow, I'm going to give you the sounds from the knife. There you go. It's got all the right sounds. Very snappy, very smooth, just like just about any of your newer WE knives, but very, very snappy. And that is just beautiful. And like we've said, it is the liner lock, and it feels like they've softened this up right here just a little bit, and that was always a complaint I had with their liner lock knives, is that was just a little aggressive right in there to unlock the knife. Now it's fine. However, we need to stick it in the pocket and talk about another aggressive part of the knife. And I'm going to bring the mic in here again, and we're going to hold your ears. I want you to hear this. It's a bit grippy putting it in the pocket. And we all know what that equals out to. That equals out to pockets that could get worn. Now, is more of that sharp edge going to come off? I don't know yet. You know, I can assume it would, but if I assume it will, then I'll be wrong. So it's possible. Only time will tell. But it does have that and there we go. I just read it on the side of the mic. It's an Electro-Voice mic. It does have that pocket clip that WE likes to use. Now, I say this same pocket clip. They've got several different versions of this design to fit the knives, but it's plenty deep. It goes in just about anything that you want to stick it in, and it's a great pocket clip. And overall, guys, I think the WE Blitz is going to be a very good knife. We have some questions to answer Got to answer on the VG10. We know it's better than Spyderco's. I can tell that from using it already. And I don't know how good it is. If it turns out as good as some of the stuff that Boker uses, it's going to be a great steal. And it's going to be okay at that $100 mark, because this knife does MSRP at $118. So that means it's going to sell for right around $100. And, you know, I'm good with that. This is going to be a very good knife because of action, fit, and finish and build at $100. The questions are going to be that G10 or the VG10 and how grippy that G10 is going to stay under that clip. Now, if you do end up with one of these and you're having problems or afraid you're going to wear out your jeans, take your clip off and get you a Dremel with some sort of little drum or something on it, and just give it a little bath down there with that and smooth that out underneath the clip. Give yourself a little area right under where the clip touches, and that'll help out a lot. But it may smooth up on its own. I don't know. Just depends on what happens, and only time will tell. Anyhow, guys, this has been the Wee Blitz Model 711, and it is one heck of a good-looking knife. Hopefully I'll be able to get you a report in the future on how well the VG10 holds up after sharpening and use, and how this texture works out after some use. And like I said, the really sharp bits have knocked off of it, and it's become not smooth, but smoother. So there may be a little more hope for down there under that clip. Only time will tell, guys, and you guys have a great day. Get a good look at your Blitz here. And one last thing, it's got torque screws, and it's got good ones, and I'm trying to run off, and we haven't even stuck a Torx driver down in there. And you know what? I had one. There it is. They feel good. Do they feel like super great? Well, no, they're not Chris Reeve Allen screws, but on the scale of torque screws, they're good ones. So we'll do a full takedown in the future. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.